Step into the world of ancient Egypt, a land of dazzling pyramids, secret tombs, radical pharaohs, and groundbreaking innovations. After years of research, historians and scientists have recreated what everyday life in ancient Egypt might have looked like. These images tell the story. The first shows life along the Nile, where farmers harvest crops, fishermen cast nets, and traders exchange goods. In the background, towering pyramids and temples remind us of Egypt's grandeur. The second image reveals a quieter scene. Villagers tend crops and fish by the river, with simple mud brick houses and a solitary pyramid in the distance. It's a glimpse into the lives of ordinary people who sustained this great civilization. The third focuses on workers at the foot of the Great Pyramid, standing in formation. Their collective effort built one of history's most iconic structures, and this is just the beginning. Now we'll dive deeper into the mysteries and wonders of ancient Egypt. Let's begin. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not just an architectural marvel, it's a masterpiece of cosmic precision. Perfectly aligned with the cardinal points, north, south, east, and west, it deviates by less than a fraction of a degree, a feat that still baffles modern scientists. But what's even more intriguing is its connection to the stars. Many researchers believe the pyramid aligns with the Orion constellation, specifically the stars forming Orion's belt. In ancient Egyptian mythology, these stars were associated with Osiris, the god of the afterlife. This celestial alignment wasn't just symbolic, it was believed to be a gateway for the pharaoh's soul to ascend to the heavens. Standing beneath the pyramid's towering presence, one can't help but marvel at the blend of engineering genius and spiritual devotion that shaped its construction. This fascination with the stars, however, didn't begin with the Great Pyramid. Its predecessor, the Pyramid of Djoser, laid the foundation for such astronomical ambitions. Long before the Great Pyramid reached for the stars, the Pyramid of Djoser marked a monumental leap in architectural innovation. Built over 4,600 years ago in Saqqara, this step pyramid wasn't just the first of its kind. It was the first large-scale stone structure in human history. Designed by the legendary architect Imhotep, the pyramid was a departure from traditional mastabas, the flat-roofed tombs of earlier dynasties. Its tiered structure, rising in 6 distinct steps, symbolized a staircase to the heavens, mirroring Egypt's spiritual journey toward immortality. Imhotep's ingenuity didn't stop there. He introduced advanced techniques such as precisely cut limestone blocks, which would inspire future pyramid builders. While the Pyramid of Djoser showcased technical mastery, it also hinted at Egypt's growing ambition to leave an eternal mark on the world. Yet, even as these grand monuments stood the test of time, Egypt's rulers sought hidden sanctuaries for their final resting places, a desire that culminated in the Valley of the Kings. The Valley of the Kings, a barren stretch of desert near Luxor, is shrouded in mystery, with many of its secrets still buried beneath the sands. This sacred site served as the final resting place for Egypt's New Kingdom pharaohs, including the famed Tutankhamun. Unlike the towering pyramids, these tombs were hidden deep within the cliffs, their entrances camouflaged to protect the treasures inside. Yet despite these efforts, many were looted in antiquity. However, archaeologists believe that dozens of tombs remain undiscovered, their chambers holding untold treasures and insights into ancient Egyptian life and beliefs. Each excavation in the valley raises more questions than answers, fueling speculation about what remains hidden. Could there be a lost tomb belonging to a powerful queen, or a forgotten pharaoh? The Valley of the Kings is a reminder that Egypt's ancient past is far from fully revealed. Among the known rulers, one stands out, a woman who broke barriers to claim the throne. Before Hatshepsut's celebrated reign, Sobekneferu paved the way as Egypt's first confirmed female pharaoh. Ruling at the end of the 12th dynasty, around 1806 to 1802 BCE, Sobekneferu shattered traditions by stepping into a role long dominated by men. Her name, meaning the beauty of Sobek, reflected her devotion to the crocodile god, a symbol of strength and fertility. Sobekneferu cleverly blended male and female iconography in her representations, appearing in royal regalia traditionally reserved for kings, but without completely abandoning her femininity. Though her reign was relatively short, she left an indelible mark on Egypt's history, commissioning impressive architectural works, including additions to the labyrinth at Hawara and temples dedicated to Sobek. Unlike many pharaohs, her tomb remains undiscovered, adding to the mystery of her life and legacy. Sobekneferu's groundbreaking reign opened the door for future female leaders, proving that power transcended gender. But while she revered the crocodile, one later ruler shocked Egypt with his disdain for another sacred animal, cats. Cats were sacred in ancient Egypt, symbolizing protection, grace, and even divinity, as they were associated with the goddess Bastet. Yet one pharaoh, Cambyses II of Persia, who briefly ruled Egypt after his conquest, reportedly loathed them. Historical accounts suggest Cambyses exploited Egypt's reverence for cats during his invasion by ordering his soldiers to use live cats as shields, knowing Egyptian warriors wouldn't dare harm the animals. This cunning strategy allegedly contributed to his victory. Cambyses' disdain for cats stood in stark contrast to the Egyptian adoration of these creatures, which often lived in households as cherished family members. The pharaohs themselves revered cats, with some being buried alongside mummified felines as guardians in the afterlife. Cambyses' oddity highlights the complex relationship between rulers and the symbols of their time. But if cats were protectors in life and death, another small creature carried an even deeper spiritual significance: the sacred scarab beetle. The scarab beetle, a humble insect, held immense symbolic weight in ancient Egypt. Representing the sun's daily rebirth, scarabs were linked to Khepri, the god of creation and renewal, who is said to roll the sun across the sky much like the beetle rolls its dung. These amulets were among the most popular in ancient Egypt, placed in tombs, worn as jewelry, and even used as official seals. Scarabs were not just symbols of life, but also protection, as they were believed to ward off evil and ensure safe passage to the afterlife. Intricately crafted scarab artifacts often bore inscriptions, prayers, or royal names, serving both decorative and spiritual purposes. Their enduring popularity highlights the Egyptians' deep connection to nature and their ability to find divine meaning in even the smallest creatures. While scarabs symbolized life cycles, the Nile itself became a vital measure of survival, monitored closely by a remarkable tool known as the nilometer. In ancient Egypt, survival depended on the Nile. Every year, its flooding would deposit nutrient-rich silt along the riverbanks, ensuring abundant crops. But too much or too little water could spell disaster. To predict the river's behavior, Egyptians relied on a remarkable tool: the nilometer. This ingenious device, essentially a stone staircase or a column marked with measurements, allowed priests and officials to gauge the height of the floodwaters. If the Nile rose too high, they prepared for destruction. If it was too low, famine loomed. The nilometer wasn't just practical, it was sacred. Priests associated its readings with divine blessings or warnings, believing that the gods controlled the river's flow. These measurements also influenced taxes, as higher floods meant more fertile land, and thus, greater wealth. The meticulous tracking of the Nile's behavior demonstrates Egypt's reliance on both science and spirituality. Just as the nilometer monitored the lifeblood of Egypt, its rulers turned to another symbol of prestige: their floating palaces. The Nile wasn't just Egypt's lifeline, it was also its grand stage. Pharaohs and nobility traveled the river in elaborate boats that were nothing short of floating palaces. These vessels, crafted from cedar wood imported from Lebanon, were adorned with gold, precious stones, and intricately carved designs. Some even featured shaded pavilions, plush seating, and vibrant sails, blending luxury with functionality. These boats weren't merely for transport, they were symbols of power. Pharaohs used them for religious ceremonies, traveling to temples along the Nile, or to showcase their wealth during festivals. One such vessel, believed to belong to Pharaoh Khufu, was discovered near the Great Pyramid. Measuring over 140 feet in length, it reflects the craftsmanship and ambition of ancient Egyptian shipbuilders. The Nile wasn't just a river, it was a highway of culture and commerce. As these boats glided across its waters, they carried the stories of Egypt's artistry, an artistry that also gave us Egyptian blue. Egyptian blue, the world's first synthetic pigment, is a testament to the ingenuity of ancient Egyptian artisans. Known as the color of eternity, this vivid hue was created by heating a mixture of silica, copper, lime, and natron at high temperatures. The result was a vibrant blue that adorned everything from statues to wall paintings. It wasn't just a decorative element, Egyptian blue held deep symbolic meaning, representing the heavens and the Nile. What's even more fascinating is its durability. Fragments of Egyptian blue have survived for millennia, still radiating their original brilliance. Recent studies have revealed another secret. This pigment emits near-infrared light when exposed to certain wavelengths, leading to its modern use in nanotechnology and security systems. The legacy of Egyptian blue highlights the Egyptians' ability to innovate, blending art with science. As we marvel at their mastery of materials, we turn to another area of their brilliance, their advanced understanding of medicine, beginning with dentistry. Dental care in ancient Egypt was both fascinating and practical. Despite their advanced civilization, Egyptians faced significant dental issues due to their diet. Bread, a staple food, often contained sand and grit from grinding stones which severely wore down teeth, causing pain and infections. Dentists, known as doctors of the tooth, treated such problems with surprising ingenuity. Remedies included filling cavities with honey and resin, using herbs to soothe pain, and even performing extractions. Evidence of prosthetic teeth has been found in mummies, showcasing their attempts at restoring oral function. The Ebers Papyrus, one of the oldest medical texts, contains detailed descriptions of treatments for dental ailments, highlighting their deep understanding of medicine. However, dental health was just one aspect of their medical practices. The Egyptians' resourcefulness extended to using everyday items in healing, such as bread, which they transformed from food into a medicinal remedy. To the ancient Egyptians, bread wasn't just a source of sustenance, it was also a tool for healing. Recognizing its absorbent and adhesive properties, they used moldy bread to treat wounds. Modern science has since confirmed that this practice had merit, as certain molds produce penicillin-like substances that help combat infections. Bread was also used in poultices mixed with honey and herbs, applied to cuts and sores to prevent infection and promote healing. Its versatility made it a staple in both the kitchen and the medical toolkit. Egyptians believed that bread, infused with sacred prayers, held divine healing properties. This blend of practicality and spirituality reflected their approach to medicine, combining empirical observation with deep religious beliefs. While bread was a household remedy, Egyptians had another staple beverage that played a pivotal role in their health and healing practices: beer. Beer was more than just a popular drink in ancient Egypt. It was a cornerstone of their medicinal practices. Brewed from barley and emmer wheat, beer was rich in nutrients and often safer to drink than water, which could be contaminated. Egyptians incorporated beer into over 100 medical recipes, using it as a base for medicines to treat everything from digestive issues to fevers. It was often mixed with herbs and spices to enhance its healing properties. Beer also had spiritual significance, as it was believed to be a gift from the goddess Hathor, offering both physical and emotional comfort. Laborers building the pyramids received daily rations of beer, not only for sustenance but also as a form of reward. This dual-purpose beverage, bridging health and culture, showcased the Egyptians' ability to extract utility from the simplest resources. From beer to bread, their innovation knew no bounds, as we see in their remarkable development of the first known prosthetics. Ancient Egypt's ingenuity extended far beyond monumental architecture and intricate art. It even reached the realm of prosthetics. Among the earliest known examples of artificial body parts is a wooden prosthetic toe, discovered on the foot of a mummified noblewoman from over 3,000 years ago. This remarkable artifact wasn't just cosmetic, it was fully functional, designed to help its wearer walk naturally. Crafted with meticulous detail, it even included a flexible hinge for mobility, showcasing an impressive understanding of biomechanics for the time. The creation of such prosthetics highlights the Egyptians' advanced knowledge of anatomy and their commitment to improving lives, even in an era without modern tools. More than practical, this innovation also had spiritual significance, ensuring the body remained intact for the afterlife. In ancient Egypt, even physical enhancements were imbued with divine purpose. This emphasis on appearance and symbolism was particularly evident in the regalia of pharaohs, where every detail carried meaning, none more unique than the ceremonial fake tail. At first glance, the ornate attire of ancient Egyptian pharaohs may appear purely decorative, but every piece served to convey power, divinity, and authority. Among these unique elements was the ceremonial fake tail, often crafted from animal hide, which pharaohs wore during significant rituals and public events. This tail, designed to mimic that of a bull, symbolized strength, fertility, and the ruler's divine connection to the god Apis, the sacred bull of Egyptian mythology. Wearing this tail, the pharaoh embodied the protective and procreative power essential for maintaining Egypt's prosperity and cosmic order. It wasn't just a fashion statement, but a powerful declaration of their role as a bridge between mortals and the gods. This dedication to symbolic imagery underscores the Egyptians' mastery of visual communication. Yet, while most pharaohs adhered to tradition, one would boldly rewrite Egypt's religious and cultural framework, altering its course forever. let's explore the extraordinary reign of the pharaoh who changed religion. In a land steeped in tradition and polytheism, one pharaoh dared to defy centuries of religious practice. Akhenaten, originally known as Amenhotep IV, radically altered Egypt's spiritual landscape during his 17-year reign in the 14th century BCE. He established a monotheistic worship centered on Aten, the sun disk, proclaiming it as the sole god. This bold move dismantled the traditional pantheon of Egyptian deities and shifted power away from the influential priests of Amun. Akhenaten even built a new capital city, Akhenaten, modern-day Amarna, dedicated to his revolutionary religion. While his reign was marked by artistic innovation and the introduction of more naturalistic depictions in art, his reforms were not universally embraced. After his death, his successors quickly dismantled his changes, restoring the old gods and erasing his name from records. Despite this, Akhenaten's radical ideas left a profound legacy, challenging the very core of Egyptian beliefs. His story of ambition and change starkly contrasts with that of a pharaoh whose reign spanned decades, earning him a place in history as Egypt's longest-serving ruler. If Akhenaten's reign was marked by upheaval, that of Pharaoh Pepi II was defined by stability and longevity. Ascending to the throne as a young boy during the 6th dynasty, Pepi II ruled for an astonishing 94 years, beginning in 2278 BCE. His reign, one of the longest in human history, witnessed remarkable continuity, though not without challenges. Pepi II faced increasing decentralization of power, as local governors grew more influential and less dependent on the central authority of the pharaoh. Despite these difficulties, he maintained Egypt's traditions, overseeing a period of relative peace and prosperity. Stories about Pepi II also hint at his eccentricity, such as one tale describing how he kept flies at bay by surrounding himself with honey-coated servants. However, his exceptionally long reign may have contributed to the eventual decline of the Old Kingdom as succession planning became uncertain toward the end of his life. In ancient Egypt, status and beauty were intertwined and every detail of appearance reflected one's place in society. For the elite, even their nails were an opportunity to display wealth and refinement. Archaeological evidence suggests that artificial nails were crafted from gold and precious materials, symbolizing luxury and exclusivity. These extensions weren't just ornamental, they served as status symbols, differentiating the upper class from the laboring masses, whose hands showed the marks of hard work. Some mummies have been discovered with these elaborate adornments intact, a testament to their importance even in the afterlife. This obsession with beauty and symbolism permeated all aspects of life, from ornate jewelry to detailed makeup routines. Yet, beyond aesthetic enhancements, the ingenuity of ancient Egyptians also extended to practical innovations. Among their many contributions to civilization was the invention of one of the first security systems, the lock and key. Long before modern locks safeguarded valuables, the ancient Egyptians devised a wooden pin tumbler lock, a groundbreaking security innovation for its time. These locks consisted of a wooden bolt fitted with movable pins, which could only be released by inserting a specially shaped wooden key. Simple yet effective, this mechanism secured doors, chests, and storage rooms, demonstrating the Egyptians' advanced understanding of mechanical engineering. This early lock system not only protected possessions but also symbolized trust and authority, as keys often represented a person's responsibility over a space or treasure. The use of locks highlights the Egyptians' ability to create solutions that were both functional and symbolic. Just as they sought to secure their physical belongings, they also sought to secure their spiritual legacy. One fascinating example of this is the use of ushabtis, figurines that served as eternal servants, ensuring that no task would go undone in the afterlife. In the intricate tapestry of ancient Egyptian beliefs, the afterlife was not just a place of rest, but one of ongoing work. To ease the burdens of their spiritual journey, the Egyptians devised a clever solution, ushabtis. These small figurines, often made of faience, stone, or wood, were placed in tombs to serve as substitutes for the deceased in the afterlife's laborious tasks. Inscribed with spells from the Book of the Dead, ushabtis were activated to perform duties such as farming or irrigation whenever the deceased was summoned by the gods. Wealthy individuals and royalty often included hundreds of these figurines in their tombs, ensuring they would never lack for assistance. Beyond their practical purpose, ushabtis were also works of art, adorned with intricate details that showcased the craftsmanship of their makers. These figurines served as a testament to the Egyptians' desire to control and prepare for every aspect of their eternal existence. Just as they sought perfection in the afterlife, their earthly monuments reflected the same ambition. This pursuit of perfection is strikingly evident in the original appearance of their pyramids, which were once dazzlingly white. That's about it. Write in the comments which fact about ancient Egypt seemed the most interesting to you. For more useful information, watch other videos.